Yo, what's up, guys? It's Landon, back with more Marvel Madness. And today we gotta talk, because we just got a ton of new details about Fantastic Four First Steps, including scenes with Galactus, Reed Richards, and even more about this alternate universe that's kicking off a whole new phase for the MCU. And this isn't just another hype drop. Collider actually visited the set, talked to the cast, the crew, and now we finally know what Marvel's really doing with this movie, and why it might be more important than we thought. Let's get into it. So first off, Marvel is going all in on making Galactus the most epic villain they've ever put on screen. Grant Curtis, one of the producers, literally said, "When Galactus' gaze hits your planet, you're not in a good spot." Like, bro, this isn't another cloud version of Galactus. This is Galactus. Universal level stakes, real sci-fi energy, and they're building the whole look of this movie around that space race 1960s optimism, Stanley Kubrick type vibe. And it's giving retrofuturism meets world-ending power. And speaking of retro, we now know the film's centerpiece is a full recreation of the 1960s Times Square, packed with old-school tube TVs, vintage ads, and actual cannons Reed Richards builds to fight Galactus. Yeah, cannons. Because apparently this isn't the same battle we saw teased in the CCXP scene. In that footage, the Fantastic Four are on the Excelsior, flying through space while Silver Surfer chases them. Johnny Storm is firing off ship cannons at her. But this Times Square scene is something different entirely. So now it's looking like Galactus shows up twice. First to make a deal, later to devour. And if the leaks are true, he's coming for Franklin Richards, the child of Reed and Sue. He offers to spare Earth in exchange for the baby. It's wild. Now, beyond all the cosmic action, Marvel's leaning heavily into the family aspect of this story, and I mean that literally. They're exploring Reed and Sue, questioning whether they should even have a child. Knowing their lives are under the microscope at the Baxter Building, and they've got enemies targeting them on the daily. So this movie isn't just about big space battles, it's about real, grounded emotional stakes too. Parenthood, responsibility, what it means to raise a child in a world that could end any second. And we're not done with the villains either. We know Galactus and Silver Surfer are in. We've heard Mole Man is confirmed. The Collider report says straight up, multiple villains are coming. And not just new ones, we might even get a montage of the team fighting across time and building their reputation, which means more villains, more Easter eggs, more sci-fi goodness. And for all the talk about no Easter eggs, Marvel was capping a little bit. There are hidden nods for fans, especially in that recreated Times Square. So MCU lore lovers will have stuff to spot. Now let's talk Sue Storm. Marvel says she's going to have a feminine, soulful presence, not just a girl boss trope. And while she may not be the official leader, they admit, without Sue Storm, the team falls apart. Some people online are nervous about Reed being sidelined, but I really don't think that's happening here. Sounds more like a balanced, respectful dynamic where Reed and Sue both lead in their own ways, and the focus is just telling the story best possible. I respect that. Marvel said this movie is setting up the next stages of the various universes and how they all combine. That's not vague, that's a straight up multiverse reference. We're talking incursions, worlds colliding, universes crashing into each other. This is exactly what we've been hearing about in connection to Secret Wars, Avengers Doomsday, and the future of the MCU. So Fantastic Four First Steps, it's not just a reboot, it's the foundation of the next era, period. So yeah, I'm way more hyped for this movie now than I was before. The fact that they're doing practical sets, tapping into deep emotional themes, and bringing the raw 1960s sci-fi feel, that's different. It's fresh. So let me know what you think. You like this new direction? Are you ready for Galactus to pull up like a universal Grim Reaper? And hey, if you're into becoming the strongest version of yourself, just like these heroes, go check out my book, Unlocking the Superhero Within. It's available now on Amazon. Link is in the description. Anyways, that's all for today. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.